Greenville has had some success running the football. That is their claim to fame. That's what Coach Cooper wants to do. And I think that you'll see a lot of power sets tonight, and Greenville keeping the ball on the ground and trying to grind this game out and make it a short game. And hopefully they can get some big plays from the defense and able to stop Madison and give their offense any kind of chance.
That's right. You would think it would make sense with a group of younger kids in there to try to keep the game simple at this point. Let's make this as easy as we can on the kids that are seeing their first action on Friday night. And that's Coach Cooper's game, as you said anyways, is keep the football away from the other team and keep the offense simple, keep them in an I formation, and try to control the football game by keeping the ball in your hands. So I think that's exactly what we'll see tonight. He's shown the ability to throw the football. Jeffro has down the football field from time to time. Try to keep the defense a little bit looser. Otherwise, they stack 9-10 guys in the box, and it's almost impossible to run. So we'll see how the offense develops tonight. Again, a couple of the names that we've called for the last 3 weeks, Jorian Harris and Jeffro Davis are in the starting lineup. So we'll see how they work out. We know they're proven. They can do their thing. So we'll see how the rest of the group fits in with them, and we look forward to seeing how the Lions perform on offense.
Well, the coin toss has been done. Earl, did you see what it was?
Oh, I was sure you actually signaled who won.
I was looking for it.
I know that.
Okay, Greenville's kicking off, and we'll play defense first. So we will bring you the defensive starters as soon as we can get them pegged. Like I said, there'll be some names that you will not hear that you've been hearing for the first 3 games. And so we will let you know who's making the plays out there for the Greenville defense. Number 4, 5'11", 165-pound junior is getting ready to kick off. Madison, we'll get their deep threat and skill kids. I see number 1 back deep, and that is Hicks from Madison is back deep in the formation, ready to see the kickoff. Well, Chuck, like I said, this is going to be an interesting ball game tonight. Not sure what's going to happen, but I think we're going to have a lot of effort, and it's going to be it could be exciting. We'll just kind of wait to see.
That's exactly right. Again, as we stated before, it's a new page, it's a new chapter in Greenville Lions football, and we're ready for the kickoff.
Hauser kicks the ball, a squib kick, short kick. Ball bounces and fielded at the 26-yard line by number 6. Greenville down there quickly. O'Shea Carter takes him down and drops it for about a 4-yard loss when he actually fielded the ball at the 22-yard line. So right off the bat, the freshman free safety, O'Shea Carter, number 24, gets everybody fired up. And, boy, he was down there quick on that kickoff team. He didn't look like a freshman right there.
Absolutely not. He doesn't look like a freshman in the uniform either. He's listed as 6'3" and 200 pounds, and he's probably pretty close to that.
He's about
maybe not 200 pounds,
yeah,
but he's 6'3".
He's a
tall kid. Look good there. That's a good way to get the butterflies out of your system.
1st and 10 on the 22-yard line. High snap, bobbled by the quarterback. Number 14, but breaks free into the secondary and is taken down by number 24, Carter. Good reaction that time by the Greenville defense. Like I said, we almost had a big play and a big break. The big quarterback, I'll get his name in a second. He's number 14. Rambles for about 8 yards and picks up close to a first down, but not quite. Bring up 2nd and 2. The ball at about the 28-yard line of the Greenville Lions. Spread formation, motion across. Ball's over his head. Britton Lane back to quick, and he's in trouble and will be sacked. The Greenville defense is relentless and brings him down. Wrestles this big high school quarterback from Madison down on the ground at the 25-yard line. But, boy, Greenville plays some inspired defense right now.
Yeah, they came after him that time. The snap was super high. Number 7, their quarterback.
14.
Number 14, their quarterback is Bryce Pearson is his name, and he's 6'7" back there. And the ball almost went over his head, so it must have been snapped 10 feet in the air.
I think the ball actually came out because number 2 came out of the pile with the ball.
Okay. Spread formation. Another bad snap over his head. Greenville back, giving chase. Bryce looking to throw the ball, and incomplete at the 25-yard line. So Madison's first 3 snaps all over the place. This Bryce is 6'7", and he is barely able to get that ball down and under control. So Madison, Greenville again giving chase and putting a lot of pressure on Bryce to get rid of the ball, and he does in a hurry. And Greenville came out pretty good shape that time, Chuck.
Absolutely, yeah. 3 and out. They didn't gain any yardage at all when it was all said and done. And they've got to get that center snap down. He's 6'7" back there. I don't know how much bigger target you're going to get.
If it was you or me, that ball been in the end zone by now.
Absolutely.
Low, fast punt, fielded at the 43-yard line. Greenville, number 10, takes the ball and breaks up all the way to the 41-yard line of the Madison Trojans, but there is a flag on the play. That time, good execution by the punt return team, though.
Yeah, that's right. Number 10 is Marquise Davis, a name we haven't called before. He's just a sophomore, 175-pound, listed as a quarterback, but made a nice return there.
But it looks like at least part of the yards will be brought back. If it's going to be a spot foul, they'll mark it back at about where he caught the ball at the 38-yard line of the Greenville Lions. So, unfortunately, a loss of about, they're going to start marking it from Greenville 38, move it all the way back to the 28 of the Greenville Lions. So, man, a nice return, but all for naught.
Yeah, looked like a holding call or blocking in the back down there, and a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. But, again, a good 3 and out for the Greenville Lions. That's a great way to start some of these young kids' careers, and we'll see how the offense goes now.
Greenville comes in one-back formation. Jeff Davis under center. Up back is Martin. Quick trap play in the middle. Doesn't go anywhere. Good job that time by Madison Trojans. Collapsed quickly. Looks like they have a lot of their bigger kids on offense and using a lot of their quick speed kids on defense.
Yeah, they moved around pretty well in the defensive line there. It looked like some slanting and going on. And we didn't get it blocked very well, but first play jitters are over. We lost about 1 on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 11 for Greenville.
2nd and 11, ball at the 27-yard line. Jeff Davis, I formation. Martin at fullback. LeJoyne Harris at tailback. Pitch to Harris. Harris tries to get to the outside and is able to pick up maybe a half a yard. Boy, it's going to be tough running outside on these Madison Trojans because they are quick and they like to run to the sidelines.
They do. There was about 6 or 8 of them over there, white shirts all over the place. LeJoyne looked for a place to cut up, and all he saw was white jerseys. So he got back to about the line of scrimmage, and we'll see what the Lions do here on 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11, ball still at the 27-yard line of the Greenville Lions. Greenville stays in 2 tight ends, I formation, 1 receiver to the right. Bootleg, play-action pass. Davis is in trouble, gets the ball away, and overthrows everybody. Nice play that time under a lot of pressure. He had some people open early, was not able to get the ball off as a defender from Madison was in his face pretty quick on the bootleg.
Absolutely, yeah, under a lot of pressure, a lot of duress, and saved quite down for Jeffro on that one. So we'll have to punt the football, but no harm, no foul so far for the Greenville Lions. Pretty solid defensive hold, and then 3 and out on offense.
Number 15, Pitts, punts the ball for Greenville. The punt is not a great punt. Does take a nice bounce and rolls out of bounds at the Greenville 48-yard line. So about a 20-yard punt, mostly straight up in the air. And thank goodness we got a pretty decent bounce. But Madison will take over with good field position.
Good field position for Madison. Yeah, they'll be first. They'll be on the 48-yard line of Greenville. And again, a new punter for the Greenville Lions. Jakeeton Pat, I guess is his name. He's just a junior as well. So we're seeing some young kids tonight under fire, and so far so good. 1st and 10, the ball at the 48-yard line. Inside give to number 5. Breaks into the secondary and is able to pick up about 8 quick yards. Just a real quick hitter that time, showing a lot of speed and quickness on the line of scrimmage. Good snap that time. Good snap that time. Yeah, they got it figured out that you snap it right at his belt buckle, things are a whole lot easier than trying to snap it over his head. But a nice little run up there by number 5 for a gain of about 8.
2nd and 2, ball at the 42-yard line. Looking to throw the ball in the flag. The pass is complete to number 4, brought down by Carter and number 21, Castleberry, from his linebacker spot. But first down, Trojans. First 2 plays picks up about 15 yards. Spread formation. Trojans playing a hurry-up offense. Ball resting at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10. Pass backs, blitz, caught in the flats. Number 17 breaks, and it quickly moves upfield to about the 15-yard line before he's knocked down by a Greenville secondary defender, but not before pickup of about another 15-yard. And looks like Madison's getting things cranked up right now offensively, Chuck.
Yeah, they're throwing the short routes, letting the athletes get out there in space and do their thing, and that was a nice play on the far side. Threw the ball over to the left side and just did a little hook there and took the ball and gained about 20 on the play.
1st and 10, the 15-yard line. Greenville Lions motion across the field, setting up for the bubble screen. Caught in the flat, but played very well by number 24, O'Shea Carter, and number 11, Shea Sellers. That is a sophomore and a freshman making the tackle. And did a good job for only a completion of 2.
I can't believe we've called O'Shea Carter's number so many times tonight already. We're only about 4 or 5 minutes into the football game, and he's got a half a dozen tackles that I know of.
2nd and 2 for the 13-yard line. Inside give. A quarterback draw, and Greenville is able to drop the big quarterback from Madison Price for about a 5-yard loss. Chuck, I'm not sure that time if there was a mix-up in the handoff, or they weren't exactly sure what the play was.
I think it actually bounced, David. It looks like it bounced out of there at the mesh point. The running back didn't take it, and the quarterback didn't keep it either way. Kind of did one bounce. 14, the quarterback Pearson was able to pick it back up again, but lost a couple yards on the play. It's 3rd and 13 for Dallas Madison.
3rd and 13, ball at the 16-yard line. Inside give to number 2, and a couple of missed tackles, and he breaks and is able to get the first down barely. Well, we had him for about a 3-yard gain, which would have brought a nice 4th down up, but he is able to squirt through and pick up the first down at the 4-yard line.
Yeah,
missed tackles that time.
Missed tackles, 2 of them. We had him for about a 3-yard gain. He slipped out of that. When we had him for about a 6-yard gain, he slipped out of that, and he gained about 14, took it all the way down to inside the 5-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal for Madison inside the Greenville 5-yard line.
6:22, no score in the ball game. Greenville and Dallas Madison playing at home at TA Concourse Stadium. Inside give, and number 5 is able to break away. Greenville giving pursuit, and again another missed tackle, and finally he's still going, and a host of Greenville Lions taking it down for about a 6 or 7 yard loss. That time, good pressure by the Greenville Lions, and able to keep him contained and bottled up. Again, O'Shea Carter and number 21, Justin Castleberry, number 11, Shea Sellers, 54, Jorge Rodriguez, all involved in that tackle and keeping the runner from Madison bottled up until the help could get there.
Yeah, he ran about 30 yards or so and ended up losing about 5 or 6 on the play. So good pursuit by the Greenville Lions.
2nd and goal from the 13-yard line. Greenville showing blitz. Pearson changing the formation. Quarterback keeper up the middle, and he is able to walk into the end zone easily, almost untouched. So good call with the quarterback draw that time. They saw the outside blitz coming, decided to take it right up the middle that time.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a perfect call when you got the blitz going on the outside. Just keep the ball in the middle, hat on hat, one man on one man, and look for the opening up the middle. And the big 6'7" quarterback for Dallas Madison took it in easily.
5:27 left. Extra point attempt on the way. Both teams are set. Snap, the hold, the kick. It is blocked. There's a penalty. There's a flag being thrown. Shea Sellers, number 11, has the ball and is running. Is at the 50-yard line. Got an escort down the sidelines and will be run out of bounds at the 17-yard lines. Almost was able to take it in. But like I said, there is a flag on the play, so we'll see what that is. But great hustle by the special teams coming in, blocking the kick. Shea Sellers almost took that ball all the way in, Chuck.
Yeah, he almost did. He's bent over down there on the 25-yard line. I hope he looks like he's okay, just out of gas at this point. But we had a penalty down in the end zone. Again, we're waiting.
The penalty's been waived off.
So I guess the extra point will be no good.
I guess that would have been a 2-point play for
It would have been 2 points. If he had gotten into the end zone, it would have been 6-2. So a little bit of excitement left with 5:27 in the first quarter. The score, Dallas Madison 6, Greenville nothing. More Greenville Lions football in 1 minute. Welcome back to TA Concourse Stadium. The score, Dallas Madison 6, Greenville nothing. But Chuck, I tell you what, those Greenville Lions, those young kids are playing their hearts out right now. They are not backing down. I mean, they might be getting beat because they're physically young and not as strong, but, boy, they're giving what they got.
That's exactly what you want to see, David. This is the kind of football game we'd hoped we'd see, not to be behind by 6 points. That's not the issue at this point. What we wanted to see is the kids out here playing their hearts out, not giving up, not giving any ground to anybody, and there's no loss in the fight of the Greenville Lions. So far so good. With about 7 minutes gone in the game, Greenville just down by 6, and we'll look forward to an offensive drive coming up here.
Okay, Earl, you got some stats for us.
That last drive covered 48 yards. Madison did it in 8 plays, 3 minutes and 25 seconds. Pearson, the quarterback, rushed it in from 12 yards out.
Madison kicks the ball off. Will be fielded by number 2, LaJorian Harris, at the 6-yard line. Harris is taken down at the 15-yard line rather rudely. Looked like a horse collar tackle, but no penalty no flag on the play. So Greenville will set up 1st and 10 at his 15-yard line.
Yeah, big tackle there for Dallas Madison. One guy had him kind of held up, and the next guy came in and cleaned him up pretty good. So good coverage that time by Dallas Madison. Greenville will set up for their second offensive drive. It looks like we're getting a penalty.
Well, it looks like we're going to kick it again.
Yeah, there's a penalty flag way on the sideline on Dallas and Madison from the line of scrimmage where they kicked off.
I want to say I've so far been impressed with Dallas Madison. I know that they are one of the better teams in the DISD. I know that Dallas Independent School District is proud of the Dallas Madison Trojans. They've had been in the playoffs about the last 6 or 7 years in a row, and they're a well-coached football. I know sometimes Dallas ISD schools get a bad rap, and there's a lot of things said about them, not disciplined, not well-coached. But these kids are playing well. They're playing hard. There's no trash talking. They're just playing football. Yeah, so I'm impressed with them so far.
You could tell it in the pregame, David. We watched them out here in pregame, and they were just clipping it right off.
Yeah, they're business.
These kids are well-coached. Well-disciplined, and have put together an impressive record. I mean, let's face facts. They've beaten 3, 4 A teams already, and looking to beat their 4th one tonight. So, well-disciplined team, well executed so far.
Madison kicks the ball off again, this time from his 35-yard catch. Fields the ball at the 29-yard line on the Lions. So, just on the second kick, we pick up 15 yards of field position, which will help Greenville. Hopefully we can get the field flipped or get a nice drive going right here. But that was a good choice by Greenville to accept the penalty and have him kick the ball again.
Absolutely, yeah. This, again, as you said, we gained about 15 yards. We'll set up shop here for our second offensive drive on our own 30.
Stack I formation. 3 running backs in the I right behind Jeffro Davis. 2 tight ends. Inside give this time to number 9. And a nice run by number 9, Anthony Davis. Moves the ball up about 6 or 7 yards in the stack I. So, again, Greenville getting in this formation. We had 3 running backs all in a row behind the quarterback, and he just kind of took the old power play and was able to pick up a nice gain, Chuck.
That's absolutely right. Again, that's pretty simple football, and I'm pretty sure Coach Cooper's going to try to keep it that way if he can. 3 guys in the I in the backfield and hat on hat up front, and wherever the hole opens up, that's where you go. And we're seeing it again here.
2 tight ends, stack I, with Davis dotting the I. Inside power play again. LaJorian Harris. LaJorian Harris is close to a first down. Doesn't quite have it, but again, just playing power football, getting a lot of bodies between the tackles and just trying to push it forward. And brings about 3rd and about a half yard.
Yeah, not much to go here. 3rd and about a half a yard. Certainly less than a yard. I anticipate we'll see very much the same type thing.
2 tight end formation, stack I. It's give this time again to the tailback, which I think he's got the first down. There is a flag on the play. We'll see what that is, but it looked like the Greenville ball carrier was able to get the first down and right at it. Offsides against Madison is the signal, so Greenville will get a first down out of this. I'd like to tell our listeners that I've been joined in the radio booth by a name that was pretty familiar 20 years ago, a guy that used to run around a little bit out here on this same track, a guy named Henry Neal. and we'll be talking to Henry Neal at halftime. He's granted me an interview, so I appreciate that. Sweep this time by number 4 champion, trying to get to the outside, picks up about 2 yards. But again, Chuck, Greenville elected to stay with 2 tight end, the power set with the stack eye, and right now it's working for him pretty well.
Yeah, good first down on this drive, and picked up about 2 on that play. So positive yardage every time. Again, it's hat-on-hat football out there, and throw it to the deepest back and let him cut back wherever he sees a hole. So good positive movement so far on this drive, and we'll see where they go from here.
Tight end to the right, split to the left. Change the formation up a little bit. Sweep again to Green. Little hole inside. Green is able to punch it up in there. Picks up about 6 yards and will leave him about 2 yards shy of the first down, but has moved the ball up to the 47-yard line of Madison. So, Chuck, right now, Greenville's had a nice little drive led by Harris and Alfred Champion at the tailback spot.
That was Champion on that one. He took it up in there for about 6+ and gives them a pretty manageable 3rd and 2 for the Lions. So, nice positive yardage here. Pretty simple football, but we're moving the ball forward, and that's the main thing.
2 tight end formation, stack eye again. Harris, the back, inside give to Harris. Harris fighting for the first down and is going to have the first down, I believe. Earl, he does got the first. Yeah, he's got the first down. I was looking at the wrong Greenville line on the ground. Easily has a first down. So an impressive drive right now at the end of the first quarter. 2:25 left, 6-0 Dallas. But Greenville is driving, and I'm a little surprised, Chuck, to see this out of these young kids. But, boy, Coach Cooper's got them ready to play football tonight.
Yeah, it's as we mentioned before, it's pretty simple football right now. Whoever wins the battle up front is going to win the yardage game here. And during this drive so far, it's been pretty impressive for the Greenville Lions.
2 tight end formation. Champion back in the back, dotting the I. Sweep to the near side, looking to get outside. I'm sorry, it wasn't Champion. That was Davis, Anthony Davis. But we'll lose about 5 yards that time, boy. You can go to the well too many times and try to break that outside sweep against Dallas Madison. They got too much speed.
It's going to be difficult against these guys. They really swarm to the football. They're very well coached on defense. You can tell they've done pursuit drill after pursuit drill after pursuit drill, and they really get after it when the ball goes to the outside. Those white shirts just fly.
Loss of 4 brings up 2nd and 14. Ball at the 48-yard line of Dallas Madison. Stack eye formation, 2 tight end set. Bootleg this time, looking to throw the ball. And Davis is in the flats and running and goes all the way to the 40-yard line. Nice job that time by the Greenville offensive line on the bootleg. It was a run-pass option, and he was able to pick up about 8 yards, or about 7 yards. Will bring up a 3rd and about 7. But nice job that time by the quarterback, Davis.
Yeah, and well said, David. I think that was run, then pass. Designed run. It looked like Jeffro had intentions of just running the football. Saw a nice open lane there. Had a couple of blockers out there. Number 16, Anthony Rios, threw a block and sprung him for an extra couple of yards.
Split to the left, tight end to the right. I formation, back to pass. Deep throw to Sellers. Sellers has the ball, but out of bounds. Oh, a beautiful throw and a beautiful catch, but it's about 2 steps out of bounds. But, boy, that might be a combination. We'll see it not only this year but next year also, as both of these young men will come back next year. Number 5, Davis, to number 11, Sellers. A nice over-the-shoulder catch.
Very nice catch. Unfortunately, he was about a yard or so out of bounds. But that's something we might want to look for later on in the football game as well. Noticing the cornerbacks for Dallas Madison, they're pretty small. And Shea Sellers out there at 6'3" presents a pretty big target for Jeffro. And we might look forward to seeing that one again here in the future.
4th and 7, the ball at the 42-yard line. Flags on the play. There's a timeout by Greenville. I don't know if they're going to call illegal substitution. Offsides against the Lions. I don't know how that was offside.
I have no idea. I was looking at the play clocks trying to figure out what's going on. Neither one of them was working, so.
Okay. So as the referees try to sort this out, Greenville has called a timeout on this 4th and 8. This drive started at where does drive start?
The Greenville 30-yard line.
It started at the Greenville 30-yard line and has progressed to about the 41-yard line of Dallas Madison. So an impressive drive is eating up a lot of clock. Like I said, a formation that we're somewhat familiar with, but it's kind of an old school 1950s 2 tight ends, 3 in the backfield, line up against the quarterback, and let's get after football. So I like the style of football. I like what Coach Cooper is doing, and I like the fact that the Greenville kids are really doing their best to execute as good as they can.
Yeah, I think it's a two-pronged thing here, David. Coach Cooper probably wants to keep it as simple as he can for the younger kids. And secondarily, as we've mentioned a couple of times, these Dallas Madison kids can run sideline to sideline and move the football when you just get a hat on somebody for a split second and hope the back can run past them. So pretty good scheme for Coach Cooper and his group out there. Keep it simple for the young kids and keep it straight up the field so these Madison kids can't run to the football.
4th and 12, ball at the 47-yard line of Dallas Madison. Greenville shifts into punt formation. Jeff Roll Davis back to punt. Nice punt. Will drive the ball carrier back to the 15-yard line, and O'Shea Carter is down quickly to down the ball at the 15-yard line. 58 seconds left in the first quarter. The score, Dallas Madison 6. It has 7 on the scoreboard, but there should be 6. I think somebody in the scoring, okay, he's changing it now. Greenville nothing with 58 seconds left in the first quarter. But so far, Chuck, I've been very pleased and very impressed with Greenville right now. Our kids are giving it everything they've got, and I can't tell that enough to our listening audience that these kids have got a lot of fight in them right now.
Yeah, that's right. It's pretty obvious they want to be on the football field.
Swing pass to the flat, big play, and it's going to be a foot race, finally chased down at the 47-yard line by O'Shea Carter. And they were in a spread formation, toss it out in the flats, and the little speedsters from Dallas Madison were able to make a play very quickly and move the ball all the way up to the 49-yard line of the Trojans. So a big pickup of about 30 yards that time.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the way they want to move the football is get it on the corners and let their skilled players make plays in open field.
Spread formation, inside fake, and inside give to number 5 from Dallas. And nice tackle held on by number 23. That is, from Greenville makes the play, and that is Buchanan, Devontae Buchanan. I noticed Buchanan at the Terrell game had a pretty good game and had a lot on it. Played well at his linebacker spot.
That's right, just a junior as well, we should mention.
2nd and 6. Deep throw this time in the flat. Caught at the 10-yard line and scampers easily in. Number 11 beat LaJorian Harris on an out and up. That was a really nice executed play by the quarterback. Faked it once. The receiver was running it out. Pumped it. He broke upfield. LaJorian Harris got caught standing flat. And the old out and up, and he dropped it in perfectly for a 49-yard touchdown. So just like that, on the last play of the first quarter, Dallas Madison strikes quickly.
Absolutely, yeah. And we talk about the Greenville Lions kids being pretty aggressive on defense, and that time it cost them a little pump fake there, and LaJorian bid on it, stopped, and the speedy wide receiver for Madison went right past him and threw a perfect strike to him.
2-point conversion, lob play in the end zone, nicely defended by that time by Alfred Champion. So at the beginning of the second quarter, the score is Madison 12, Greenville nothing. More Greenville Lion football in 1 minute. Minutes to go before halftime. The score, Dallas Madison 12, Greenville nothing. Earl, give us some update on that last drive by Dallas Madison.
Quick 3-play, 85-yard, 58-second drive. Pearson to Reginald Johnson for a 52-yard touchdown.
Okay, the subsequent kickoff, fielded at the 25-yard line, taken away. Greenville ball carrier number 7 had the ball, which was like taken away from him by a Madison football player on the kickoff team. Took it away and returned it to the 10-yard line. So, man, Chuck, This, they played so hard and done so well, and now they look up and they could be down by 3 touchdowns, and they played well.
Yeah, they have played well, and that was a costly mistake there. Michael's got to know to protect that football into the football field, and he just got the football muscled away from him, and the Dallas Madison kid took it all the way down to the 10.
First and goal, fade pass in the corner of the end zone, and broke it up.
Oh, he caught it.
Yeah, he caught it. So just like that, Dallas Madison was able to capitalize on a 10-yard strike in the corner of the end zone. Nice coverage that time by number 9, Anthony Davis, and I thought he really did have control of it before he went out of bounds, but the referee signaled touchdown. I thought it was questionable before he looked like he was juggling it.
Yeah, pretty good play there. Marquise Smith is the young man's name from Madison. He's a 6'1" senior wide receiver. He made a nice catch in the corner of the end zone.
So again, Madison lines up second time in 15 seconds. Slip screen to the inside, and easily walks into the end zone. Number, I think, 18 from Dallas Madison catches a 2-point conversion. So with 11:45 left in the till halftime, score Madison 20, Greenville nothing. More Greenville Lions football in 1 minute. Welcome back. 11:45 left. T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium. Score 20-0, Dallas Madison. But Chuck, that one was just that was a disaster. We had fought well, played hard, and gave up a long pass, and then boom, the next play, they were able to take the ball away from Michael Risky, and just like that, we're down 20 instead of 14. Boy, that's pretty tough to handle, but we'll see the character of our kids and see if we can just hang in there and keep playing some football.
Yeah, you got to just keep fighting at this point, and Michael's got to know to protect that football when he's in his end of the football field. He's got it again.
Michael Risky has the ball again. Looks like he's hanging on to it this time. It's taken down at the 18-yard line. Dallas Madison just pooching the ball in the air, letting their kick coverage team get down there in a hurry, and but Risky does field the ball cleanly, hangs on, and sets up 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line of the Lions. Okay, Chuck, so what would you think we would do right here? Still what we've been doing, stay in the stack I formation, 2 tight ends, and just run the power game?
I think you'll see that, and if we get an opportunity with maybe a 2nd and 2 or something like that, we may see the ball in the air deep to kind of loosen them up a little bit, but I think we'll try to continue to establish the running game, although we're in a split set here a little bit.
Okay, twins to the left, tight end to the right, unbalanced line, inside give to number 2, LaJorian Harris, fights his way for about 3 yards. At that time, Greenville staying with the power running game in the I formation. So doing what they do best, doing what they know, and which is what they should do.
Yeah, absolutely. Just let's keep it on the ground. Try to continue to eliminate mistakes, put a little bit of a drive together, run some time off the clock. See if we can get some points against these guys. Pretty good defensive football team. They floated the football very well, and we're going to have to execute well to move the football on them.
Alfred Champion checks in as the tailback along with Jeffro Davis. Greenville breaks the formation. Unbalanced line to the left. 2 receivers to the left. I formation. Martin is to fullback. Champion at tailback. Again, fighting and trying to get some additional yardage. Picks up maybe a yard and a half, 2 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and a long 7 for the 1st down. But again, Greenville just staying with what it does and what it knows and keeping the power game going, just trying to shorten the ball game, keeping it all on the ground.
Yeah, trying to keep control of the football here. We'll probably see it in the air now with 3rd down and, about 7 or so deep in their own end of the football field. They're on their own 22. We'll probably have to see the football in the air this time, so we'll see how Jeffro handles a 3rd and 8 deep in his own territory.
Tight end to the right, 2 tight end sets, split left, I formation. Jeffro takes the ball, bootleg, looking for the completion, and it's an interception. And I got to say that's probably the one pass this year that I've seen him throw that I wish he hadn't. We were completely covered, trying to make something happen with Shea Sellers out there, but Shea was covered very well, and the defender from Dallas Madison is able to jump underneath the route and pick the ball off at the 33-yard line. So I would really say that was a bad ball thrown that time by Davis.
That was probably a bad choice there, David. Jamoris Jones is the young man's name from Madison. He's a 6-foot senior. And he was just cruising back there, running along with number 11. Shea Sellers, and he put it, just dropped it into overdrive and picked that one off.
1st and 10, trying to set up the middle screen, complete to number 4. Greenville does a nice job in defending it. O'Shea Carter, 21 Castleberry, and number 72 Britton Lane are all in on the tackle. But nice middle screen that time. Good to negate much of any positive yard, maybe a pickup of 1.
Yeah, a lot of good follow-up by a lot of different people there to try to get to the football. As you mentioned, Britton Lane and a couple of defensive backs came in a hurry once the pass was completed and held them to just about a 1-yard gain.
2nd and 9, ball sending it to 32-yard line of the Greenville Lions. Spread formation, 2 backs in the backfield. The 6'7" Madison quarterback, Pearson, takes the ball, inside give. Nice blocking downfield by Madison. Nice job of juking and jiving, and is run out of bounds after about an 8-yard gain, but not before he picks up the first down at the 21-yard line of the Greenville Lions. But that time it looked like Greenville had him bottled up, but he's able to squirt through. The running back from Madison, that is, Chuck.
Yes, he was. They've got some talented running backs back there. And, again, it looked like he was stopped and put one move on and turned on the jets, and he was around the corner and picked up the first down for Dallas Madison.
9:07 left in the half. Score 20-0. Spread formation, Twins right, 1 back in the backfield, split to the right. Snap back, looking over the field, throwing the ball. Nice throw and catch for about a 5 or 6 yard gain in the flat. That time brought down very quickly. Nice coverage by the Greenville defender, Marquise Davis, number 10, at cornerback, and was able to drop him before he got more than about 6 yards. So 2nd and 4. Ball resting right at the 15-yard line of the Lions. Lions try to put up a fight here to keep them out of the end zone again before the halftime. Inside give to number 5. Doing the duties as a running back tonight. I don't know his name, but he's done a good job tonight. And it picks up about 3 yards. It will be just short of the yard marker for the first down by about a football length. We'll bring up 3rd and a very short one.
Number 5 is Eric Horsley is the young man's name, and he's the senior running back. I was just noticing on their roster, by far the majority of their kids are seniors. So
maybe good news for next year.
This is a very talented team with a bunch of experience.
The flats picked up quickly by Risky, missed tackle, and is finally brought down by number 24, Carter. Michael Risky was right on top of the play. It's a little hitch screen out in the flat. Risky read it well, but just not able to bring him down. And the play was cleaned up by Carter, but not after a first down, and moves the ball up to the 3-yard line of the Greenville Lions.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest things to do in this game is make a tackle on a talented receiver in the open field. And Michael slowed him down but couldn't get him tackled.
Number 5, Horsley, trying to get in the end zone, is stopped at the 2-yard line by the Lion defense. Number 24, Carter. Number 21, Castleberry. 54, Rodriguez. And a host of Lions struggling to bring him down. Ball really at about the 1.5 yard line, 2nd down. But again, Greenville trying to keep him out of the end zone, Chuck. And they're not going quietly. They're trying to do what they can to fight these kids from Dallas Madison.
Yeah, they may be outmanned, and that's probably to be expected. There's a lot of young people in the lineup for Greenville tonight, but they certainly haven't quit, and they're fighting with all they've got.
Inside give to Horsley, and again struggling to get in, almost is able to pull him out, but not quite. Number 2 this time scored for Dallas Madison. So with 6:58 to score 26-0. But Chuck, we got to keep in perspective that 2 of these touchdowns came off 2 turnovers, 1 takeaway on the kickoff return, and then an interception by Davis. So it's not like Greenville's just giving up, everything, and they're just running wild through them. They're getting some pretty good field position with Greenville mistakes on offense and special teams. 2-point conversion, tight end screen, and is able to get in for the 2-point conversion. So with 6:58 left in halftime, the score, Dallas Madison 28, Greenville nothing. More Greenville Line football in 1 minute. 6:58 left before halftime. Madison And the score doesn't really indicate, but really giving himself a pretty good giving a good account of himself tonight with a lot of these young kids making their first varsity starts, sophomores and freshmen. Ball fielded the kickoff by number 4, Alfred Champion. Champion breaks loose and is able to move up to about the 35-yard line, breaking some tackles and doing a nice job on the return that time, Chuck, as number 4 Champion for Greenville. Yeah, I really like Champion. Champion is a junior, so he'll be back next year, but he's a ball player now.
Yeah, a lot of these kids are, I did a little bit of math while we were off the commercial break, and 30 of the 38 kids that are dressed for Greenville, or at least listed on our roster, some of them aren't even dressed because there's some injuries on the sideline. But anyway, 30 of the 38 kids are underclassmen, including 20 for the Greenville Lions, 20 juniors. There's 8 sophomores and 2 freshman kids that are playing tonight. So
wow.
It is super young as opposed to the Dallas Madison group, which is probably about 70-75% all of seniors.
Spread formation inside give this time to LaJoyne Harris. Harris able to get outside for a pickup of about 3 yards that time. This time Greenville shows a different formation. Out of the shotgun this time, Chuck. Davis was in the shotgun, flanked by Harris and I think Champion on either side of him with 2 receivers, so more of a spread look that time.
Yeah, more of a spread look. Maybe trying to open things up a little bit, try to get the Dallas group spread out a little bit more and see if we can get a running lane up there. And a pretty tough run by LaJoyne, picked up about 3 on the play. Took a pretty good wallop in there, but a real tough run to the right side.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers on either side of Davis. Tight end set, split to the right. Quarterback keeper this time. Oh! And a nice pickup by Davis. A really nice pickup of about 6 yards. And then the ball pops straight up into the air. Another turnover by Jeffro. And again, Dallas Madison will set up on the Greenville end of the field, a short field at about the 38-yard line. So, Chuck, every time Greenville looks like they get a little something going, boy, here comes disaster once again. And the 3rd turnover tonight for the Greenville Lions, and the 3rd turnover deep inside their own territory.
Yeah, and again, we talked about this some on the last football game over at Frisco when we gave for the Frisco kids too many short fields, and that's what's happened tonight. And you just can't do that against good offensive clubs, and this is a good offensive unit for Dallas Madison.
1st and 10, ball at the 38-yard line. Outside sweep to hit Horsley, number 5. Picks up a quick 8 yards down to the 30-yard line. So, again, Dallas Madison not wasting much time picking up chunks of yardage out of their spread formation. That time brought down by number 23, Buchanan, and number 24, O'Shea Carter, the freshman. But, again, Greenville trying to make a stand here and keep them out of the end zone one more time with 5:27 left in the first half. Spread formation. Number 9 looks to throw the ball. And it is hit, completes the pass to the flats, and the receiver easily walks into the end zone. We had decent coverage out there by number 11, I think. No, it wasn't 11, I'm sorry. Number 10, Marquise Davis. But Davis just misses the tackle on the quick out pattern, and then the receiver from Madison just strolls in. So once again, very quickly, Madison makes us pay for our mistakes.
That was a good play by the quarterback. He was under huge pressure. Jakeiston Hood, sophomore for Greenville, number 8, putting huge pressure on him, and he stood right in there, delivered the football, and then took a blow and threw a strike right to his wideout, who had pretty easy running up the right side once the completion was made. But good, tough play by the quarterback that time.
So with 5:12 left, the extra point attempt is no good. The score, Dallas Madison 34, Greenville nothing. And just one thing I want to point out, 21 points have come on Greenville's turnovers deep in their own territory, and that's hard for any ball club to overcome. And, boy, it is just a way to just let the wheels come off in a hurry. But with that being said, more Greenville Lions football in 1 minute. Welcome back to the Akon Ford Stadium. Dallas Madison kicks the ball off after scoring the touchdown with 5:04 left. Michael Risky fields the ball and brings it up to the 32-yard line. Greenville Lions will take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. But, Chuck, Greenville showed a little bit of fire here is offensively, and every time they kind of get a little something going, there's an interception or the last 3 Greenville possessions have resulted in turnovers deep in their own end of the field and making it very easy for Dallas Madison to score 21 quick points.
Yeah, it's a good offensive football team. You just can't give them a 40-yard football field. They'll eat you up.
Or a 10-yard or a 30-yard like they've had.
Yeah, that's right. It's just been too easy for them offensively.
1st and 10, Jeff Rowe Davis fakes to the inside, keeps the ball, falls down, loses about 2 yards. Just never got his traction that time. Greenville operating out of the spread formation, shotgun spread formation, trying to open up some running lanes against Dallas Madison. I'm not sure they didn't go back to that stack eye, and I think they had a little more success out of that.
That time it looked like Jeffro was trying to run the same play he ran the last time when he fumbled the football. A little quarterback option back there. He kept the football, kind of tripped over his own feet back there and lost about 2 on the play. So Greenville set up at their own 30-yard line, 2nd down and about 12.
2nd and 12, ball at the 30-yard line, 2 tight ends set. Inside give to Harris. Harris looking for some running room and is able to pick up about 4 to 5 yards, which will leave 3rd and about 8. But nice job that time by the offensive line. I saw a pretty good surge that time by these young linemen from Greenville, and still trying to play hard, Chuck.
Yes, they are. We should give credit to the Greenville offensive linemen. They have played hard pretty much in every football game, and we don't mention them very often. They're pretty much the unsung heroes down there. But they've played pretty solidly for the first 3 football games and a half now. So kudos to the offensive linemen out there.
3rd and 8, ball at the 33-yard line. Shotgun formation, 2 backs, bootleg. Davis is in trouble being chased down and drugged down at the 19-yard line. That time the center.
That was the left. Number 58 came off the left side, and he's been doing that all night.
Well, there was a bootleg that time, and number 52 from Greenville was supposed to pick him up, Kyle Crumpton, but was not able to get out there in time to keep him off of Davis, and he was back there pretty quick. And Kyle is starting his first game. He's a sophomore, starting at center and getting a lot of experience, and I'm sure the speed of the game is something that they've got to get used to.
Absolutely, no question about that.
4th and 21. Quick kick by Davis. Nice kick. Ball sails all the way down to the 30, 25, fielded by number 28. Now is brought up, given chase by O'Shea Carter. And again, O'Shea Carter, nice job on the coverage. And there's a block in the back. It's going to be unnecessary roughness against Dallas Madison. Just a cheap shot on Shea Sellers, number 11. And that will be a 15-yard penalty. We'll knock him back to about the 20-yard line in halftime. But, Chuck, that was that was pretty uncalled for right there.
Yeah, that was pretty blatant out in the open field, and Shea looks like he may be dinged up a little bit, kind of wobbling off the field a little bit, but he should be fine, we think. And really unwarranted on Dallas Madison's part. It'll tack about 15 yards onto the end of it there and
moves it back to the 20.
Move it all the way back to the 20-yard line. So we'll see how Dallas Madison functions here with about 80 yards to go, 81 yards to go to be exact, with the football 1st and 10 on their own 19-yard line.
1st and 10. Pearson's back to throw the ball. Deep throw down the field and almost caught. Boy, I tell you what, these kids from Madison can really run. That time Alfred Champion, which has got good speed for Greenville, was giving chase about 7 yards. Almost hauled. Drove about 35 yards down the field.
Yeah, he laid it out there. Number 8, Reginald Johnson for Dallas Madison. As you said, Champion can run a little bit, and he just breezed past him. And the ball was just a little bit overthrown, or he'd have had a big gain.
2nd and 10, ball at the 20-yard line of Dallas Madison. Inside give to Horsley. Hit quickly at the line of scrimmage, is able to bounce free and taken down by O'Shea Carter. I tell you, O'Shea Carter, for his first start as a freshman, and this kid continues to develop and play like he's playing now, he's going to be something special. I know he's a good athlete, with good size. But, boy, he's not playing like a freshman. He's doing a great job at the free safety spot tonight.
Absolutely. We've called his number a lot. I am certain that he's leading the team in tackles, by a long shot. Really solid performance by a freshman kid starting his first game at free safety. Very impressive.
3rd and 2 from the 28-yard line. Inside give to Horsley. Horsley brought down by number 3, Austin Martin, from the outside linebacker position, but not before he picks up the first down, and the ball moves up to the 35-yard line with 1:49 left in the ball game. The score, Madison 34, Greenville nothing, but Greenville is still not giving up and playing with everything they've got with these young kiddos out here on this field tonight.
Absolutely. There's been no quit so far. They may be outgunned a little bit, but they're certainly not giving up.
Number 16, Tony Rios, shooting in from his linebacker spot, gives chase to number 9, different quarterback that time for Dallas Madison, and is able to get him down, but not before he throws the ball harmlessly about 7 yards down the field. So nice job by the Greenville defense that time, bringing in the blitz and to try to get some pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, new quarterback for Dallas Madison, Terry Ross is his name, and he looks short out there. They got him listed as 6'2".
Boy,
after seeing the other quarterback, Pearson, at 6'7", he looks pretty short.
Ross back to throw, and again, nice job that time by the Greenville defense. Lane Britton giving chase from his defensive end spot is able to get a paw on the ball, disrupt the timing, and the ball falls harmlessly to the ground after setting up the middle screen. So 2 plays in a row, the Greenville defense has held Madison to no yards, brings up 3rd and 10. And boy, Chuck, this is a big play in the ball game right here. If we can get out of here and get this ball back with 1:24 left, it'd be a victory for Greenville.
Yep, absolutely.
Throws the ball overthrown that time to number 7, a little out route from the tight end spot. And Greenville holds on 3 successive pass plays and should be the down marker says 3rd down, but that should be 4th down, isn't it?
4th down.
And the Greenville coaches are wanting an explanation. They're saying it's 4th down.
Yeah, the referee in the back signaling 4th down too.
Okay, and it is 4th down. Believe me, Dallas Madison does not need 5 downs to try to get a first down. They're doing okay with 4. I assure you of that. So they have 3rd on the scoreboard, but 4th on the field marker. So 4th down. Madison decides to go for it. The play is blown dead before it ever gets cranked up. Not sure if there's a timeout or a flag.
The left guard or tackle, one of those guys moved.
Okay, movement by the offensive line, which will take it back 5 more yards. So it looks like Madison is going to send in the punt team, bring up 4th and 15. I say they're bringing in the punt team. They're bringing in a lot of different personnel.
It's got to be the punt team. Or
and they are,
yeah,
they're lining up in a punt formation.
Looks like they're short. 1, 5, 6, 7, 10, I guess 11.
1:17 left, 34-0. Madison well in control of this game. Quick punt. Ball hits the 40-yard line, takes a Madison hop, and goes out of bounds at about the 33-yard line of Greenville. So Greenville will take over on downs. With 1:11 left, we'll take a timeout for 30 seconds, and we'll have more Greenville Lions football. Welcome back to TA Cotton Ford Stadium. 1:04 left the ball game, 34-0 Dallas Madison. While we were away at commercial break, Jeff Rowe Davis launches a ball down the field about 50 yards. Number 22 from Greenville had a shot. If he had caught it, it might have been a touchdown. I do not see number 22 listed for Greenville.
It was 82.
82, okay. 82. Nathan Ruprecht had broken deep at about the 30-yard line, could not catch up with the throw by Davis. Nice throw downfield that time, Chuck.
Absolutely, yeah. Nice football thrown out there, and and 82 just quite wasn't fast enough to get underneath it, but that should loosen the defense a little bit.
Shotgun formation. Greenville looking to throw the ball. Davis throws the ball and caught for about a 6-yard gain to number 9 for the Greenville Lions, which is Anthony Davis. So nice catch that time. Again, that's that bootleg to the left where he throws across his body, but Chucky does it very well.
He really does. That's a difficult throw, but Jeffro does it very well.
Looks like Greenville's going to be called offsides. Jeffro's going to throw the ball way down the field, about the 30-yard line of the Trojans. But that play will come back, and a 5-yard penalty will be assessed against the Lions. Are they calling it against Madison?
Yep.
Really?
Looks like the nose tackle jumped in there. Maybe
okay.
Wasn't
I saw a Greenville receiver taking off before the ball was ever snapped, but
evidently they were looking at the interior of the line there because they're going to call it against Dallas Madison.
Well, okay,
and that was the first down on the penalty.
So 31 seconds left. Greenville has taken the trying to get something, maybe an interference call or a completion, and try to get in scoring position. Shotgun formation, twins to the right, tight end to the left, two running backs in the backfield. Man-to-man coverage by Madison. And the ball was centered on the ground. Bad snap that time. And a recovery, a recovery that time by Dallas Madison on Greenville's 40-yard line. So their 4th turnover of the game in their own end of the field. And, boy, Chuck, that is really, really tough. The 4th time we've turned the ball over to these guys on our side of the field. 24 seconds left, so hopefully we can hold them out for a couple of plays.
Well, I hope so, but the starting quarterback's back, and so is the starting running back. So I don't know if they were just taking a shift off or what, but they're back in the football game. He's going to throw it.
1st and 10, ball completed in the flat for about a 6-yard gain. Finally brought down by the Lions secondary. That time, number 4 Champion had a beat on him, held him up for about a 5-yard gain, but the receiver was able to break the tackle, tried to run around a little bit, but Greenville was able to contain him and actually knocked it back from a 5-yard gain to a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, pretty good play out there by Champion. Didn't make the tackle, but held him up long enough until his friends got there. And then they cleaned him up and held him to about a 2-yard gain. So looks like we got a timeout here from Dallas Madison with 15 seconds to go in the first half. Madison leads Greenville 34-0.
Number 77 for Greenville, Marcus Aviv, I think I'm saying that correctly, is a 6 foot, 270-pound sophomore that's playing nose guard right now. So, Chuck, as I'm looking on the Greenville sideline and looking at some of the weights and the side, Greenville's got some pretty big kids. They're young.
Yes, they are.
And they haven't been in the weight room, but they've got some big, pretty good-looking kids, for the linemen and you give them a couple years in that weight room. These sophomores and their seniors.
Yep.
This is going to be fun to watch out here.
Absolutely.
Bryson looking to throw the ball, completes the ball, number 13 in the flat, and is able to run through some of the Greenville defenders. Very close to the first down, picks up about 8 yards.
They're fighting as hard as they can. They may be a little overmatched at this point, but they sure are working hard to get better. So we look forward to the second half of the football game. The numbers aren't going to be great, as Earl mentioned. The first half versus 225 for Dallas Madison. But we look for more consistency. We got to hang on to the football. One thing we should note coming out of halftime is we noticed that Chase Sellers, the junior wideout for the Greenville Lions was walking back onto the field without pads or helmet on. So he was pointing at his head, so we think he may have taken a little shot to the head, maybe a mild concussion of some sort. But he's up, moving around on the sidelines, but we don't expect to see him back in the football game. So we're ready for second half action here. Greenville will receive the football, and here's the kickoff.
Greenville receives the ball at the 7-yard line, breaks it up to the 25-yard line. I think that was number 4, Alfred Champion. So nice return, and I continue to be impressed with Champion. Champion is a football player, Chuck. He plays offense, he plays defense. He wants to get that ball to make something happen, and I really like him.
Absolutely. You'd like to have a whole group of kids like him. And, again, he's just a junior, 165-pound, 5'8". So he's undersized. All he does is help, and make big plays. So he's the kind of kid you'd like to have on your team. Hopefully he'll get a little bigger next year and be even better.
1st and 10, ball at the 25-yard line. Nice play by number 4, Alfred Champion. Greenville comes out in the stack I formation, 2 tight end, what they ran a lot in the first quarter and really had some success with. And right off the bat, Greenville gets about 11 yards. Champion running hard, moves the ball up the 35-yard line of the Lions.
Yep, picked his way right up the middle for a big first down right on the first play of the second half.
1st and 10, ball at the 35-yard line. Again, big play to Champion, and Champion is sacked this time behind the line of scrimmage. A loss that time of 4 yards. So one good step forward and a half step backwards that time, Chuck.
Big pursuit on the backside from number 58 for Madison. And it certainly looked like Zach Hayes, who's a fullback in there, didn't quite get the job done on the backside. He was to cut off the pressure, and I think he just missed his block back there. Same play as we saw on the first play. First play about 11 yards, this play about -3 yards. So Greenville putting themselves in a hole a little bit here. It's 2nd down and 13.
2nd and 13, ball resting at the 32-yard line of the Lions. Davis calls the timeout, a little confusion in the formation. So with that, we'll take a 30-second timeout. I'm not sure how big he is, but he looks like he's about 32 pounds.
And he's moving before anybody else moves when the play goes off, too. I mean, it's like, he just shoots
it
forward
says
at the snap.
Yeah, it says 265 on the roster, but I don't think he's that big because he can move back there.
But he looks like a college linebacker.
He does. He comes all the way across the field sometimes.
Yeah.
He playing on the offensive right, and he'll make the tackle on the left side of the offensive from time to time.
Almost like a Lawrence Taylor.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's all over the place.
2nd and 13, ball on the ground. Champion fumbles is scooped up by Dallas Madison and is taken in for an easy touchdown by Madison. Once again, Chuck, the old trying to make something happen, but the old fumble plague is just wearing us out right now, and that has a lot to do with strength. Strength in the hands, strength in the arms, strength in the upper body. We're just not there yet to play with these better, stronger, more physical teams that we're playing, and it's very evident that we need a lot of work in the weight room.
Yeah, that time Champion took it to the outside, and we were just commenting on number 58 for Madison. He plugged the thing up pretty good over there, and the cornerback came up and ripped the football loose and actually recovered it and took it in for a pretty easy touchdown for Dallas Madison. So with just 10:39 left in the third quarter, they take a 40-0 lead.
The extra point attempt is good. So 10:39 left, second quarter. The score, Madison 41, Greenville nothing. More Greenville Lions football in 1 minute. Welcome back to TA Concourse Stadium, 41-0 Dallas Madison, and Greenville continues to make a lot of mistakes and just really put themselves in a bad situation. But Chuck, as long as we keep trying and keep getting better, but we are going to have to clean up the mistakes if we are to ever hope to get better.
Yeah, that's right, David. That's 4 fumbles now that have been recovered and turned into touchdowns for Dallas Madison, and thrown an interception on top of that. It's just been way too easy. As much as we've talked about, the kids playing hard and continuing to play hard, you just can't give the football back for easy touchdowns to these guys, or you'll find yourself behind 41 points, and that's exactly where we are.
Number 9, Anthony Davis, returns the ball up the Greenville 23-yard line. Greenville takes over First and 10 at the 23. 24, Carter has checked in as a receiver. One back formation. Twins to the right. Quick pass to Carter in the flat. Carter catches the ball, picks up about 3 yards on a little hook and screen. So the freshman continues to contribute not only defensively but offensively.
Yeah, that time they put him in there as a second back. They had twins over to the left-hand side. Anthony Davis was on the line, and Carter was right behind him, and they took the quick snap, flipped it out there to him. Hoped to get a big play on the outside, picked up about 3 on the play. So pretty impressive debut for just a ninth grader, O'Shea Carter, who's played very well defensively, and now we see him on the offensive side of football.
2nd and 8, ball at the 26-yard line. Greenville runs a stack-eye formation, 2 tight ends. Inside handoff that time to Martin.
That was not handed off to anybody.
There was another
on the ground.
Another fumble. Greenville trying to run the quick trap. Again, another turnover. Earl, how many we had tonight?
I think that's 6 now.
Oh, man. Okay, so once again, Greenville continues to self-destruct, gives the ball up at the 25-yard line, and they're just making this way too easy with a good football team. But that being said, 1st and 10, 9:38 left. The score is 41-0 Dallas Madison, looking for more. Dallas Madison keeps their starters in. Number 5 breaks free and dances into the end zone. Horsley on a 25-yard scamper right up the middle. And the score now is 47-0. And Dallas Madison continues to pour it on, Chuck. They got the game in hand. They're still trying to just just try to hit the coals on us. Yeah,
you would think they'd start shutting it down here, pretty soon. They're clearly the superior team tonight, and now up by 7 touchdowns. I would think that would be enough, but time will tell. There is still 9 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half, so extra point attempt pending here.
Extra point attempt is down, kick on the way, and good. And with 9:31 left to score, Dallas 48, Greenville nothing. More Greenville Lions football in 1 minute. .31 left in the third quarter. 48-0 Dallas Madison. Greenville continue to turn the ball over deep in their own end zone, which is accounted for about 5 touchdowns, Earl, seriously? About 5?
5 or 6.
The ball is fielded at the 6-yard line by Davis. Davis trying to make a play, gets up to about that 19, maybe the 20-yard line before he's brought down by a host of Madison Trojans. And that's where Greenville will take over 1st and 10 at his 20-yard line. Well, Chuck, there's not much you can say or not much you can do when you're down 48-0 with a bunch of freshmen, sophomores, and some juniors out there fighting and trying to get better. But if you were coaching right now, what would you be telling your kids on the sidelines to try to keep them going?
Well, I think you just got to tell them to remain positive. I mean, obviously this game's out of hand right now. That doesn't mean you can't go out there and play the rest of the third quarter and the fourth quarter and try to get better. Try to work on your blocking skills. Try to work on your tackling skills. Try to work on holding on to the football. I mean, there's lots of things to work on here. So, we've got some time. We've got a good opponent to play against us. The game is fast. It's at game speed. So let's take the opportunity to get better. We're probably not going to win, but so what? At this point, you can either get better or you can get worse. You usually don't stay the same. So, my suggestion is let's go get better.
On the first down attempt, Greenville runs a stack-eye formation, gets the champion. Champion's able to pick up 4 yards up to the 23-yard line, which brings up 2nd and 6. Against 2 tight end formation, stack eye, gives this time to Davis. Davis is trying to get outside, and the phantom turf reaches up and brings down Davis, trips over his own feet, and actually loses about 1.5 yards. So it will bring up 3rd and 7. That time looked like it was going to be a foot race. Excuse me. The only thing that won that race was the turf itself, Chuck.
Yeah, I kind of got tripped up running. Usually they run with always turning to the left, and this time he came to the left and had to turn back to the right, and his feet got all messed up, and he just kind of stumbled to the turf. And it was a foot race to the corner, but again, as you say, the turf won that time.
36. Bootleg this time, looking to throw downfield, and the ball trying to hit number 1, the freshman, Sean Cooper, Coach Cooper's son, out there doing battle with this and not able to hold on to the ball. But, that would have been a big catch for a freshman, Chuck, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
your first varsity game to start, and you're playing in a good team from Dallas, and these kids are flying all around you. And the ball comes to you, and he couldn't hang on. But, boy, I'll tell you what, that was I bet his eyes got big as saucer when that ball came to him.
Probably did.
Greenville punts the ball, fielded at the 48-yard line, and it looks like a muff ball. And I think Greenville's got it back at the 47-yard line of Greenville, which would be the first turnover that they would get. And not signal fair catch. The ball went right through his hands, and I couldn't tell. Earl, could you tell who got that?
I could not tell.
There was several Greenville defenders covering from the punt team, covering or that were in coverage, and but whoever it was, a timely opportunity, Chuck, and got good field position now. Ball resting at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, clearly our best play of the day so far. Our biggest gain at least. So, new life for the offense, and again, let's try to get better here.
Our formation gives inside this time to number 9, Davis. Davis running tough, running hard, bullying his way for about 6 yards, all the way down to the 48-yard line of the Trojans. So Greenville playing inspired football offensively, and the offensive line continues to play pretty good, Chuck.
Yeah, we talked about them some at halftime. This is a young group of offensive linemen. They can do anything but get better. We've got a couple of sophomores in there and a couple of juniors, so good things to look forward to, and they've opened some nice holes. We just haven't been able to hang on to the ball.
2nd and 4. Inside give it again to an old bootleg. Keeper this time by Davis. Davis is able to pick up the first down, or right at the first down mark. It was a design right. Davis saw pressure forming, cut back against the grain, and was able to get a nice gain. And the fact where they have it marked now, it is a first down, Chuck.
Yeah, real nice move by Jeffro that time. Again, it was designed to be a quarterback keep to the outside on the right, and nothing was happening over there. So he planted his right foot and cut now on the Dallas Madison 42-yard line.
1st and 10, as Chuck said, the 42-yard line. Greenville has tight end to the left, twins to the right. I formation. Trying to run the option, and a nice option read that time by Davis. Pitches the ball to number 9, Davis, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis fumbles the ball, quickly gets on it, but with the first option play, it was not a good attempt.
That was a generous call by the official on the fumble recovery.
They say generous that we did not get the fumble recovery back.
He was about to scoop it in, and the referee blew his whistle, but he ended up actually not scooping it in, but the referee blew his whistle in anticipation of
a
him
mercy. That was the mercy rule in effect. Inside give again to Champion. Champion bullying his way for about 2 yards, trying to get back the lost yards on the option play. Gets back part of it, but it still will leave us with a 3rd and about 12, Chuck, at the 45-yard line of Dallas Madison.
Yep, a testy 3rd and 12 here. I don't know what you have in the playbook on that. I would assume you'd look for something like the bootleg, give Jeffro the option of running or throwing the football. But 3rd and 12, a nice drive that sputtered on the last couple of plays. We had the fumble in the backfield that really cost us, and now so we'll set up, again, 3rd and 12 on the Madison 45-yard line.
If he hadn't made the option pitch complete, he probably would have had a big gain.
Could have.
Counterplay this time to Champion. Dallas Madison will have nothing to do with that. Reads it very well and brings him down for no gain, which will set up a 4th and 12 at the 45-yard line of the Madison Trojans. 4:10 left in the ball game. 48-0 Dallas Madison. But Greenville continuing to battle and fight and claw and just try to get anything they can going. A lot of kids with a lot of heart tonight and really playing hard despite having to play 5 sophomores, 2 freshmen, and a whole host of juniors that didn't play junior varsity ball last year.
Is that wishful thinking when you said to go in the ball game? Because we're only in the third quarter.
That is wishful. That's the mercy rule, too, Earl. Fourth down attempt. Davis trying to throw the ball, in trouble, does get the ball downfield, throws it away, flags down. One of the Greenville offensive players, Anthony Davis, is clapping, and it looks like it's going to be a holding call against the line and will probably be declined, and I believe Dallas Madison will take over on downs, Chuck.
Yeah, holding, I think, on the offensive line. It looked like on the right side somewhere. I didn't see exactly who he called it on, but they will decline it on the incomplete pass, take possession of the football. And, again, a promising drive the first couple of plays. And then, you throw a mistake in there with a fumbled pitch, and things turn sour on us. So we have to turn the ball back over to Dallas Madison.
Inside give to number 7, breaks it to the secondary, breaks a couple of tackles. Finally, Carter brings it down, but not before he gains all the way down to the 31-yard line of the Lions. So, again, Dallas Madison just keeping the gas on and trying to score again. And, they're not pulling back. They still got all the starters in there, Chuck, so they're continuing to just go full speed right now.
Yeah, we noted in the pregame that they scored 60 the first couple of games, and maybe that's where they stop. I don't know. It seems like a little bit of overkill right now, but they do have their starting tailback and starting quarterback, and they're just running at will right now.
Big play that time by Horsley, breaking into the secondary and taking the ball down to the 10-yard line before being pushed out by O'Shea Carter. So another big gain by the Dallas Madison Trojans of 20 yards will bring up first and goal at the 10-yard line. Well, Chuck, I tell you what, we talked a while ago, we're taking a lot of, pretty bad whippings this year, but there's going to be a time we're going to give these back out.
Oh, yeah, there will be. It always turns around. Nobody stays on the bottom too long, and nobody stays on top, but it doesn't seem all that long either. So there'll be time for a turnaround, and Greenville, I'm sure, is making some notes on some of these teams that we've played that appeared to be putting a little too much offense on the field. And there'll be a time down the road sometime where we'll meet up again. It always happens that way, and it'll be Greenville's turn to shine. Time to shine.
First and 10, pass attempt in the end zone to number 80. Michael Risky on the play. Ball falls harmlessly to the turf. Incomplete pass. Bring up second and goal at the 10-yard line. Pearson still stays in the ball game. Gives the ball to number, I'm not sure who that is, number 17, a backup running back. 17 is able to take the ball in from 10 yards out and to score another touchdown. So with 2:23 left, the score, Madison 54, Greenville nothing. More Greenville Lions football in 2 minutes. Welcome back to the Akon Ford Stadium. Earl, give us the statistics on that last touchdown drive by Dallas Madison.
4 plays, 55 yards, a minute 7, and a 10-yard rush for a touchdown by number 17, Stamps.
Greenville takes over the ball first and 10 at his 37-yard line after a nice 30-yard pickup by Champion on the kickoff return. Davis has the ball and breaks off a nice 7 or 8 yard run. Now, Chuck, this is what we've seen kind of all night. Greenville will have 1 play, 2 plays good in a row, but not able to put together that consistency that they need to get better.
Yeah, that's right, David. The drives have seemed to start pretty well, and then they fizzle after after so many plays. I know the old statistic, I don't know if this is still true or not, used to be within 8 plays, on average, the drive would break down some way, shape, or form. Fumble, penalty, interception.
Especially in high school.
Yeah, especially in high school. It's a very small number. It's very difficult to put together a large amount of plays without making a mistake. And that's what we've seen tonight from Greenville. They seem to start pretty well, and then fizzle as the drive gets, we pick up a first down or 2 or 3, and then all of a sudden something bad happens. So we'll see if the Greenville Lions can improve on this drive. They did just run the second down play and picked up no gain. So we've advanced to third down now and about 5 yards to go for Greenville. They're on their own 44-yard line.
3rd and 5 at the 44. Greenville continues in the stack I formation with 2 tight ends. Again, give this time back to Anthony Davis. Davis pushing the pile and getting a nice surge, really close to the first down. Earl's calling it a first down.
I'm calling it a first down.
That was a lot of 2nd, 3rd, and 4th effort, not only by Anthony Davis, but by the whole Greenville offense. That looked like a rugby scrum.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, they were all about midfield, all 22 bodies just pushing against each other. And but Greenville won that battle, and Earl called it correctly. Earl got the eagle eye out again. First down, Greenville Lions move the ball up to the 49-yard line. 1st and 10, as we said, we just want to look for a little consistency here. 2 tight end formation. Stack I moves the ball up to the 40 yards, Chuck. So Greenville just staying within what they do. Power formation, power football, hand it to the tailback, get as many people in front of him and try to make something happen.
Yeah, I think that's what Coach Cooper's looking for here. Get that offensive line some more seasoning out there. See if we can get a hat on a white shirt and block them a little bit, and then run to the daylight and see where we go from there. It looks like we're going to run out the 3rd quarter here.
Yeah, I think you're right. Greenville is going to run out the 3rd quarter. So at the end of the 3rd quarter, the ball game score is Dallas 54, Greenville 0. We'll have more Greenville Lions football in 2 minutes. No. Quarter at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium. The score 54-0. Dallas Madison in control of this ball game. But again, the storyline tonight, Greenville starts 5 sophomores. They start 2 freshmen and a host of juniors playing this ball game tonight. First varsity action ever in these young men's lives, and they are playing as hard as they can. Inside give to Champion. Champion is stacked up for about a 2-yard loss on this current drive, which will end up in about a 3rd and 10. But, Chuck, again, consistency is what we're looking for from the Lions right now in this 4th quarter. Do they have the desire to get better and play consistent football and still stay tough with each other and tough in the trenches?
Well, David, I think we're seeing that. I mean, it certainly doesn't reflect it on the scoreboard. We're obviously getting beaten up on the scoreboard. But as we saw in a couple of plays ago, when the pile moved forward with the red shirts winning a big scrum, as you called it, the Greenville Lions haven't given up. They haven't quit. They continue to fight out there. They're just overmatched tonight, quite frankly.
Sprint out pass to the right. And a nice throw from Davis to number 82, Nathan Ruprecht. Ruprecht can't hang on to the ball. The ball pops up in the air and is an easy interception by the Dallas Madison Trojans as they pick off the pop-up again. Davis is that time. A very good throw from the junior quarterback to number 82, Ruprecht. Ruprecht couldn't handle the fastball, Chuck.
Yeah, the fastball came in a little too hard. He couldn't get the handle on it. Popped up in the air, and number 11 grabbed it. And then number 52 for Dallas Madison, his big outside linebacker, 245 pounds, just planted Ruprecht. And Dallas Madison, unfortunately, will take over the football on an interception. I think that's 7 turnovers, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's 8. Earl, how many?
I'm voting for 7.
Okay,
I think it's 5 fumbles and two intercepts.
5 and 2.
Okay, I think it's 8. Well, just because I don't want to be wrong again.
You're the leader. You're the leader of the group here, David. So we'll go with 8.
No,
but it's actually 7.
Oh, it's actually 7.
Yeah,
okay.
we'll give you credit for the.
Okay. Well, once again, I'm wrong.
7,
so,
8. What's the difference of 1? When the number's that high.
We do have a timeout on the field. We'll turn back. Well, it looks like play is going to start. It's going to be a very quick timeout. Both teams are starting to return.
And I might point out, this is another odd stat because this was an odd game, but, Madison only had about 55 or 60 yards in the third quarter, because they kept on scoring on, turnovers and such and basically never had the ball. Greenville had lots of offensive plays, so that's probably good for them to run offensive plays. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to get, much past midfield.
Spread formation by Madison Trojans. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun formation, 2 running backs in the backfield. Everybody in the pass pattern. Deep pass down the sideline. Caught at the 35-yard lines of the lines. And the ball is knocked out. Number 7, Michael Risky, knocks the ball out. And Greenville recovers. I think it was number 21. It was 42 they recovered it.
24.
Or 24. 24, O'Shea Carter recovers the fumble. Nice job that time by Matthew Risky. Or Michael Risky to knock the ball out. There is a flag down on the play all the way back at the 37-yard line of the Trojans, which is about where they started the line of scrimmage. And I think
it's personal foul against Greenville.
Ooh,
I think that's what he signaled.
That was a good hit put on by the Greenville line on the receiver when he still was standing and forced the fumble, and unfortunately it's going to go for naught.
Yeah, he hit the passer too pretty good lick. I think that may be, maybe.
Well, they're marking it off against Greenville, 5, 10.
Yeah, roughing the passer.
Personal foul against the ball the way down to the Greenville 42-yard line. Man, that was a huge penalty. That's more than 15 yards. I don't know what the call is on that, but.
Yeah, that was 15 yards.
Okay, 15-yard penalty against the Lions. Moves the ball down to the 42-yard line. Spread formation. The races finally dragged down at the 28-yard line by O'Shea Carter. I tell you what, this O'Shea Carter is a freshman, but boy, he is not playing like a freshman. He's had. If he plays like this in district, he'll not be all district selection. He is all over the field tonight.
Yeah, he's played very well. He goes from sideline to sideline. We even saw him a little bit on offense. I don't know where he's been hiding, but we didn't need the kids to be kicked off the team to bring him up, I don't think. I think we should, it's good to see him up here. He's played very, very well.
Inside give to number 7 and taken down quickly by the Greenville defense. Good pursuit by number
7, Michael.
7, Michael Risky takes him down from the safety position. So Michael Risky starting to get back into the flow of the game, making his presence felt. He was the one that had that nice slick while ago on the receiver that jarred the ball loose. That unfortunately we could not retain possession. In that time, a nice play for about a 1-yard pickup. So Mr. Risky, like I said, starting getting back to the form that he played at last year. Spread formation, trips to the left. This time a give to number 5, Horsley. Horsley dancing to about the 7-yard line. Big play that time. I tell you what, again, number 5, Horsley is a good little running back from the Madison Trojans.
And that'll put number 5 over the 100-yard mark for the night. That's that 18-yard game puts him at 11 carries for 110 yards tonight.
First and 10, ball right at maybe the 9-yard line. First and goal from the 9. Inside give to number 7. His replacement pulls his way down to about the 3-yard line. So 8:52, Dallas Madison ahead 54-0. And boy, they are still trying to score, Chuck. Boy, they are really putting the pedal to the metal and see what they can get on us.
They are. They keep bringing in fresh backs, and here comes their starting group back in again. The quarterback's their second-team kid, but Horsley's their starting running back, number 5, and he's back in the football game. So
number 17's been in the game the whole night.
I don't understand it. I mean, normally when you have a team down by 4 touchdowns, certainly in the fourth quarter, you let up a little bit. but not for Dallas Madison. They're continuing to try to score the football.
Dallas Madison was a sweep to the left and gets the ball down to about the 3-yard line. Greenville's able to force him out. Number 9, Davis, and number 24, Carter, push him out of bounds before he scores. But, again, Madison is threatening with 8:02 left to score 54-0, and they're wanting to get into the 60s, I guess, tonight. And probably will do it on the next play or two if the history of the night holds up, which I think it probably will. Spread formation, inside give to number 6 on the reverse, and he dances into the end zone easily. So with 7:38 left in the ball game, the score, Madison 60, Greenville nothing. More Greenville Line football in 2 minutes. Welcome back. 7 minutes, 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The score, Dallas Madison 61, Greenville nothing. Madison sets to kick the ball off. Will be taken by Champion at the 7-yard line. Champion looking for an opening and is tripped up at the 19-yard line. And just as he was starting to get into full stride, Champion's done well tonight on the kickoff returns, Chuck, and has put Greenville in a pretty good field position. That time, Dallas Madison was able to get down quickly and stop him before he really gets cranked up.
Yeah, I think Champion's played overall, as far as the skill position kids, probably the best of all of them. He's run the ball hard, returned the kickoffs very well, and has played a pretty good, solid football game all the way around. So, real impressive to see him out there working hard. Number 4, Champion.
1st and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. Greenville breaks the huddle with a 2 tight end set, shotgun formation, split right, 2 receivers flanking the quarterback. Quarterback draw. Davis looking for some running room. Not much there. Picks up maybe 2 yards. Big battles inside tonight with the interior line of the Greenville offense and the defensive line of the Madison Trojan defense. Been battling all night. But, again, our kids continue to fight and continue to try to get better. Rough lessons tonight, Chuck. Well, I'll tell you what, man, a lot of mistakes. And this ball game got out of hand pretty early, but it wasn't because of lack of effort. It was just because of lack of experience and just really, having kids ready to play at this level week in and week out has been a challenge for Coach Cooper.
Absolutely.
Inside give, looking for some running room is Champion. Champion continues to run the ball hard, picks up about 5 yards. A nice run that time. Moves the ball out to the 27-yard line of the Lions. We'll bring up 3rd and a long 4. There is a Dallas Madison player down on the field. So we have an injury timeout, and with that we'll take a 1-minute commercial break. We can't see his number. They're looking at his knee, I believe, both the Greenville trainer and they're helping him up right now. Number 58, that's that good linebacker, that good defensive end we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Just really played a good game. Limping off on his own power. He is limping, but it looks like he's going to be okay. Probably just a little stinger or a little twisted ankle, but moving off his own power. So that is good to see. Has played a very good football game.
He's a big kid. He's tough outside linebacker.
Yeah.
His name is Kewan Pickens. They list him as 6'3", 265, but he's probably 230 or so. And he runs very, very well. He's a good defensive player. Good to see him walking off under his own power.
Yeah, he's played well tonight, as long as all the other Madison Trojans have played very well. Very, very well coached football team. 3rd and 4. Greenville comes out in 2 tight end sets, stack I formation, ready to go. Jeff Rowe Davis continues as quarterback. Gives the ball off to number 4, Champion. Champion breaks, gets the first down, And again, Champion has another big night and a nice pickup of about 8 yards, moving the ball out to the 34-yard line of the Lions. Earl?
Actually, that was number 10 at quarterback for the Lions tonight on that last play.
Number 10 at quarterback.
I can't tell you who that is right off the top of my head, unfortunately.
Number 10 is Marquise Davis, a sophomore, 5'9", 179-pound sophomore. So Greenville has a sophomore playing quarterback. So Coach Cooper continuing with the youth movement as he doesn't have much choice. Champion again finds an opening, lowers his head,
and
loses the ball
taken away from him.
And again, Dallas Madison takes the ball away from him one more time. So now it's number 8. Is that right, Earl, of turnovers?
Yes.
Okay, I wish I was wrong again, but Champion trying to make something happen, hits the hole hard, moving well, trying to get something, and man, they just take the ball away from us again. Boy,
that has to be a coach skill on their part, because they rip the football loose.
Boy, they do a good job
all the time. They've done it 3 or 4 times tonight. Memphis literally just ripped it out of his arms. So that must be a skill that they coach their defensive kids. You know, they want turnovers.
Another Greenville player on the field, Zach Hayes, coming off the field a little woozy and trying to regain his balance. Took a good shot a while ago and kind of upset. I think he's having to come off for the injury timeout, but I'm not sure he knows where he is right now. So they're trying to kind of get him under control and see if they can clear the cobwebs out.
Yeah, we'll get him on the sideline and get him calmed down and ready to go, you know, for next week. Now we're down to 5 minutes to go in the football game, so no use in risking any future injury to him. We need him for next week and the rest of the season.
4:53 left in the ball game. 5-yard pickup that time by number 4 from Dallas Madison. They are substituting liberally. It looks like they've got a lot of second, maybe some third-team kids in there now. Second-team quarterback continues to be in there. Has moved the ball up to the 20-yard line. So 2nd and 3 from Greenville's 20. Greenville trying to hold them out, keep it down to 61. This time a pitch out this time to number 4. And it has a foot race all the way down to the 5-yard line. So
there'll be a holding penalty called against Madison on this play.
Holding, and they were holding number 7, Michael Risky, one of the receivers, and that's what it is. Should move the ball back to the 20-yard line, back to about the line of scrimmage. But that time they were holding Michael Risky, and he couldn't come up and make the play from his safety spot.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job blocking downfield. That time he got his arms out a little bit too wide and was holding number 7 Risky, and the flag flew, and it'll bring back a nice gain for Dallas Madison.
4:13 left on the clock. 61-0 Dallas Madison. Madison working with different substitutes in the ball game. Number 9 throws it out in the flat to the pitch back. Another flag, and a nice play out in the flat by number 24, O'Shea Carter, and drops the wingback pass, number 84, in the flat for really about a 7-yard loss that time. Boy, that was a nice play by the freshman, O'Shea Carter.
Yeah, again, he's been all over the field. He's played a wonderful game. Nice tackle out there in the open field. The receiver had the football secured away and was ready to make his move, and O'Shea just kind of came and put him on the ground. So wonderful play for I guess a loss, and there's a holding call on the play as well.
Yeah, holding against Madison. Moves the ball back to the 29-yard line. Lions getting some help with some timely penalties against Madison. 3:52 left. Scores 61-0. And Madison will score again.
Oh, that wasn't very nice.
No, that was unnecessary. Dallas Madison, number 7, had gone into the end zone, slowing down, crossing the goal line. Number 9, Davis, gives him kind of a shot after he scored. They're going to call unnecessary roughness. Wasn't really that bad, but
it was clearly after the touchdown. It wasn't much of a hit.
Had the whistle blown,
Well, yeah, I don't know the answer to
Okay.
that question, but he was clearly in the end zone when he did.
Well-
He had definitely let up. That's just a little frustration on Greenville's part.
You think, Earl?
Yeah.
A little bit.
He's having a little one-on-one with one of the coaches down there
Yeah.
now, explaining the program to him. I think Cooper's got him, and go get that little problem corrected, and that's just a little bit of frustration after a pretty long night.
Oh, yeah, it has been a long night.
So
Number 99, extra point attempt is no good. Earl, go ahead.
I've been looking down the Greenville bench, and I think the reason we have a quarterback substitution on Greenville is Jeffro Davis. Must have gotten hurt. The trainer's been kind of looking at him. I don't think it. I'm not a doctor, and I'm how many feet away from him, but they're not. They're just kind of looking at him. He looks like he's hurting a little bit, and probably just keeping him out for the rest of the game until he doesn't get hurt anymore.
Yeah, he is on the sideline being attended to by a trainer.
I think it wasn't necessarily wanting to give experience to number 10, but this is a good opportunity to do so.
Well, like I said, a lot of these young kids have had to grow up in a hurry. Not only tonight, some of these kids have been sophomores playing and that have been playing all year, and boy, I tell you what, they've had to grow up quickly this year, Chuck.
Absolutely.
And boy, we've had 4 pretty good teams that we've taken on early. Starting with Little Elm, and then Terrell, which has got a good ball club, and last week Frisco Liberty. Wow, they really are good. And tonight Dallas Madison. These guys are. They're pretty tough. They're a little bit better than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, they're pretty well, pretty schooled pretty schooled on both sides of the football. Actually, their offense I think is a little bit better than their defense, but they do swarm to the football on defense, and they're a bunch of senior kids, as we were noting from the roster. I would guess, just kind of eyeballing it, that somewhere between 60 to 70% of these kids are seniors. So they're loaded up this year and taking advantage of some clubs. And again, on Greenville's behalf, and we haven't played. One of the teams we've played so far has been a playoff team last year, so it doesn't get any easier for the Greenville Lions.
No, Greenville's had a pretty tough schedule. 4 definitely were playoff teams, so we're going through a tough part of our schedule, and district it starts next week. We'll talk a little bit about that in about 3 minutes and 42 seconds, which is how much time is left in the ball game. We'll have the wrap-up show, and then we'll get ready for homecoming next week. But with that being said, the ball is kicked into the end zone, touchback, and Greenville will take the ball on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, 3:36 left to score 67-0, Dallas Madison. Hard night for the Greenville Lions. A lot of turnovers, a lot of mistakes, a lot of fumbles, and easy pickings for the Madison Trojans. Number 10, Davis, continues to play quarterback after number 5, Davis, is out. This is Marquise Davis, not Jeffro Davis. Give this time to one of the upbacks, Austin Martin, the fullback, and rambles outside for about 5 yards. Nice game. Moves the ball up to the 25-yard line. Will bring up 2nd and 5. That time, Martin, a little quick hitter, Chuck, and a little fullback running tough.
Yeah, what success they've had tonight on offense has been those types of things. Again, this Madison defense swarms pretty well to the football, so anything wide or anything delayed is not going to work very well. The up-the-middle quick hitter stuff seemed to be the things that worked the best tonight.
Again, inside give to the tailback. Couldn't tell if that was Harris or Champion. Not much room that time. Loss of about 2 yards will bring up 3rd and about 7.
Yeah, that was Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis, I think, number 9.
Well, number 9, Davis, and number 4, Champion, have really carried the load tonight at the running back spot, and have done a good job there. Both of them had moments, especially Champion has been able to get some nice runs. Not anything much more than 7 or 8 yards at a time because of the team speed of Dallas Madison. But again, some nice runs. It's a nice job by the offensive line. Some nice holes have opened up tonight.
They have. From time to time, there's been some wonderful holes. And the other thing you should note, too, is this Madison group will put a pretty good lick on you. Those guys are going to be pretty well beat up tomorrow.
Yeah. This time, Champion hits it hard inside, but no gain, no really where to run. Tried to bounce it outside, no place to go. Took it back to the inside, no place to go. Madison just swarming, as you said, on defense, and shut down champion that time. So we'll bring up 4th and 5 from the 24-yard line. Greenville will be forced to punt. Jeff Rowe Davis is the normal punter, but he's on the sideline being attended to. So
looks like number 15 is back to punt.
Number 15 for Greenville, Pratt, Jaquinton Pratt will be the punter for the Lions. Snap good. Punt straight up in the air, not much distance, but good hang time. Hits at about the 42 and rolls to the 45, 46-yard line where Greenville will finally down it. So about a 25-yard gain with most of it going straight up in the air. Good height that time, Chuck. Not a lot of distance, but at least we got it off and got it out of our end of the field.
Yeah, got it most of the way out of our end of the field. It settles on the 46-yard line of Greenville, and with just 50 seconds to go in the game, you would think hopefully Madison will take the foot off the gas pedal now and let this thing run out.
As Chuck said, 48 seconds, 47, time running down, 67-0 Dallas Madison. It's been all Madison all evening. Madison looks like they will just take a knee, and they do, and they will let this one run out, 36-35. So as the time expires in this ball game, an interesting game for the Greenville Lions, and we'll wrap a little bit of this up, talk a little bit about what to expect next week, as we will be celebrating homecoming next week. So as I said, this game is wrapping up. Both teams are letting the clock run out, so we'll have more Greenville Lions football in 2 minutes.